Ever been curious about the Quran, the Bible, or other religious writings? Wanted to learn about your religion or someone else's, but just not sure where to start? Can't find explanations about the connections and parallels between the faiths? Afraid of all the rigid dogma and radicalism around religion? So were we. We knew there had to be a better, broader, more illuminating way to access the sacred writings of the world's faith traditions online. That's why we're building MOSAICVERSE.com, the big picture of the world's sacred writings. Here's how we're different. Try Googling a sacred text or verse sometime. If you're lucky, you'll find your quote, but there's no commentary, no instruction, and no comparison to other texts and traditions, and definitely no interest in what you have to say. MOSAICVERSE is developing the only multi-faith, interconnected sacred text software on the web. You can search our multi-faith digital scripture library for specific themes, names, events, verses, even just a few words. You'll not only get your source text, but you'll have the option to see how your text connects to sacred writings from the world's other major religious traditions. You can read commentaries, and even add your own ideas and questions. MOSAICVERSE has partnered with smart men and women who work at some of the world's leading religious scholarship institutions, Muslim, Christian, Jewish, and other faith tradition scholars who've made it their lives to know this stuff inside and out. And more importantly, to teach about the connections between all of them. MOSAICVERSE is the only multi-faith, sacred text resource with no official connection to any religious tradition. Other sites give you a narrow view, but MOSAICVERSE gives you the big picture of the world's sacred writings. So why study this stuff? Because too often people struggle to understand the religious scriptures and traditions of their neighbors. Too many violent conflicts and tension involve religious misunderstanding. A single verse can lead some folks to war, others to peace, and yet more to confusion. Too often people don't get to see beyond the boundaries for better understanding. But it doesn't have to be this way. The world's sacred texts have always been in dialogue with one another, influenced by one another, challenged by one another. MOSAICVERSE gives that dialogue center stage and empowers everyday people to join in. We started as two technology-savvy Jews who wanted something better. We're now an interfaith team convinced that knowledge of the world's traditions is far better than fear of them. And the best way to increase knowledge is to study each other's texts, with guidance from, and in conversation with, friends within each tradition. So join our 10,000 likes and growing community at facebook.com/MOSAICVERSE and sign up for early access to our first release, MOSAICVERSE. Come see the big picture of the world's sacred writings.